Got the beloved Carolyn Everson. She's adored by the entire industry. We're very lucky to have her. Carolyn leads the global business group for Facebook and champions all the relationships with top marketers and agencies. Welcome, Carolyn.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm having a bit of a meltdown because my lawn is getting mowed right now and it's so loud. So I just told Taylor, I'm like, run out there and tell him to stop.
Who are you talking to? We would like it. We prefer that. This is
it's just chaos.
All right, Carolyn, you know where the first question's going.
I actually don't.
Let me help you. How did you feel when I defeated you in our plank challenge a couple weeks ago on Instagram Live, where I was completely blown away by your physical stature, but my mental fortitude refused to allow me to lose?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about that. I'm actually glad you brought it up. I'd like a rematch.
Okay.
And this time I want the camera.
Yes, I saw you.
Your whole body.
By the way.
The whole body.
Super in. I saw that little comment, that dig. I hear you. I don't know if you thought like somebody was holding me up or I was I understand. I understand what you're trying to allude to. It makes me very happy because I will do it again.
And you screwed up with my mind because you told me first of all, you told me your back hurt. Then you told me you couldn't do this. Then you said to me, 7 minutes, can you go 7 minutes? So you played with my mind in a way that was like masterful. And I need a rematch.
Okay, fine.
I need a rematch.
Listen, you are the fucking best. You are such an incredible executive. I admire you so much as a human and as an operator. You know, Facebook, poof, it seems like every day right now, crazy good, which, you know, where I've sat historically on the platform, you know, the retail executions got me excited. You know, the stock price seems to be on fire. I think you just announced something right now, which I'm not sure you could or can't speak to about like the work from home thing, but just innovation is so rapid out of Facebook Inc. right now, you know, and let's call a spade a spade. Facebook from a comm standpoint, not from its merit standpoint, has had a challenging 36, 24 months. Am I wrong in thinking that like just the nature of such a big event is starting to remind people of like, oh yeah, there's this part too? Like, do you feel morale up? Do you feel fired up? Like it's, you know, thoughts?
Yes. So look, for sure. I think, the last 3 years pre-COVID were very challenging for our company. And there was a lot of criticism, much of it justified, frankly, on.
Much of it not on the fucking record. I know you can't say it, but I'm fucking saying it. Fuck
some
that
of it
shit.
some of it wasn't, but some of it was. And I think what happened is that we learned a lot. We learned a lot from all of those crises. And now the velocity of decision-making, the pace of innovation, Mark, this is like the COVID crisis is like an intersection for Mark as a leader of having a platform that reaches 3 billion people and knowing the responsibility we have to keep people connected, keep them informed, and help restart the global economy, combined with his philanthropic work at CZI, which is deeply focused on health and education. You take those two circles and they intersect. And Mark is in a sweet spot and he is leading us in such a compelling and powerful way. And you can feel it in the company. The company has energy. We're putting out products, messenger rooms, Facebook shops, 100 million for small business grants, 100 million for the news publishers. It's literally drumbeat after drumbeat right now. And I think everyone recognizes the enormity of our responsibility that we have to people, to businesses, to governments. And yes, a lot of people that had been negative on the company are starting to see, you know what, actually having the ability for the Singapore government to reach all of their constituents through WhatsApp and give them accurate information, that's a pretty good thing. It matters.
For everybody who's watching, because I know the quotes have been going on fire on Twitter. Thank you for everybody. I'm retweeting like crazy. So if you want to hack me, let's get quotes and screenshots of this. Hashtag marketing for the now. Carolyn's Twitter handle is C Everson, Everson. I follow you, Carolyn, so I know that one. C Everson. Carolyn, explain to everybody what you do at Facebook, like just in a double click.
So I lead the global business group. And what that essentially means is medium, large businesses that utilize our platforms to help grow their businesses. I oversee those teams around the world. I also oversee our agency team, our creative team, and our marketing science team. So basically, whatever a business needs to utilize the platforms to grow their business, that's the team that I have the privilege of overseeing. And I've been at Facebook a little over 9 years, if you can believe.
Huge. Where'd you come from before then, just for context of the career?
I was at Microsoft for a very short period of time, 9 months when I got plucked out, but I spent about 7 years at Viacom, did some time at Disney and did early digital. I was responsible for the original pets.com, but got fired before I even started, really.
Hey, Carolyn, did you do the Super Bowl commercial?
No, I got fired before that. Yeah. By the way, Gary, it's 1:39 and my dad says hi. That's his alarm that goes off every day. And I'm with you. How cool is that?
Don't make me cry.
No, that's like super meaningful.
That is meaningful. We're officially giving a preview. There will be a crying session between Carolyn and I just because that's insane.
I know. That's weird. He's with us. He's like, hey, I want to join this.
Carolyn's father passed away recently and we were very close. And I once sent Sam Darnold and Curtis Martin to his house. Big shout out to those incredible people. And I'm going to lose it.
Yep.
Here's something crazy. I set it off. My alarm goes on every single day at 1:37 p.m. because we own 1:37 p.m. me and Ryan Harwood as a men's publishing site. And that's literally the name of our company.
Oh no, how that's so you got 1:37, I get 1:39.
Kind of weird.
That's
every time,
okay.
Every time. Carolyn, let me take you, I want to make this show meaty. I, behind the scenes, have been very aggressive with you directly, you and your leaders, that I do not understand why you pander too much for the biggest companies in the world when your product is better, and that I feel that you have such an opportunity to get more marketing share, because your job is to get business in the biggest agencies, the biggest brands. What is the current sentiment around your platform from the big brands? Do you see something happening here as upfronts are getting challenged? For everybody who doesn't know anything about marketing, the marketing industry tricked the biggest companies in the world and made them commit money up front for better deals on commercials, which made sense in the 60s, maybe even the 80s, but fucking Christ, the last 20 years makes no sense. Is there been any movement in, just so let me just set the stage because a lot of people don't know this. For all the entrepreneurs, mid-market, up to the top 5,000 companies, there is no better option than Facebook and Google. Once you go above that, there's still a ton of confusion, which has been the opportunity for so many of us to build our personal brands, our company's brands, and Facebook has dominated that universe. I've always felt the Coca-Colas, the BMWs, the Mercedes, everybody that's been on this show, underspending on the platform. Do you feel anything moving in these last 60 days as people start questioning $400,000, $800,000, $4 billion production TV executions? What are you sensing?
I'm sensing that the trends that were happening before COVID have just accelerated in some cases, taking 5 to 10 years of innovation that likely would have taken 5 to 10 years of innovation and are happening in weeks, if not days. And it's happening across every single vertical. We're going to come out of this COVID period of time with consumer behavior is fundamentally changed. Now, you've been on the forefront, Gary, about talking about consumer behavior for years. And to some degree, I think we even at Facebook get sick of saying our own story. Hey, consumers have shifted to mobile. There's a new behavior. And now I think the world can't deny it. Grandparents know how to order their groceries and have them delivered to their doorstep. I can use wine text and press a number and have bottles of wine delivered to my door. These are behaviors that are not going away in a post-COVID world. If anything, the innovation has just accelerated rapidly. So we are seeing many big companies leaning into direct-to-consumer campaigns, leaning into changing their business models. Some move faster than others. But what I am hearing is bureaucracy is melting down. Companies are finding their voice. The velocity, right? The velocity is just there. Like you can't afford to be late to this game. Mark said in January, it was one of the very best questions. I think he's a very, as you know, very astute, asked a lot of great questions. He asked the question of the senior team, what do we need to do today so that we don't regret not doing it in 2 to 4 weeks? And that's when COVID started in China, right? And what he was saying to his team, to all of us, was what do we need? Like how, we have to move now so that in 2 to 4 weeks, we're not like, oh shit, we should have actually moved a hell of a lot faster 4 weeks ago. And I think that's a really powerful question for every size business.
Carolyn, speaking about grandparents, I've been on this massive thing where I just can't believe how easy it is to market to 50 to 90-year-olds on Facebook. It is, besides TikTok and youth, it is the single most exciting thing for me as a marketer. I talk to all my clients who try to reach certain demos, and they talk about needing linear television to reach 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds. And I laugh because there's been no comp in the A/B test for me. Does Facebook struggle with promoting the fact that they dominate 50 to 90 because they don't want to feel older? Or has it not leaned in enough when it's actually a significant alternative to television at a price that I think is better? And by the way, I can't wait, Carolyn, for you to go and be an executive at a company that I don't believe in. So you can see that I don't say these things because I love you. I say them because I want to be historically correct. I'm selfish here, but it just happens that during this time we get to align on where my points of view are. Has Facebook done a good job or a bad job? Very simple. I'm getting a little hardball here on communicating to people how obnoxious the attention is of the 50 to 90-year-old set in a world where people spend billions of dollars on TV commercials in 2021 to get to that demo.
I think we've done a poor job at talking about that. I don't think we've highlighted that enough. And I think it's totally fair. Look, I know you want to be historically correct and you're very bullish on our platforms and all social platforms, but you're also somebody that's been very direct with me on what we could be doing better. And we're not out there touting our older demo story the way TVs. And I think it's a big opportunity. Here's what I do know is that our platforms work. They drive business results, and 8 million businesses depend on us every single day to grow their business. And so for me, it's not even about getting share shift from TV or anything. I go into every single client meeting with the same objective. What are your business challenges? You should only invest on our platforms if we're driving growth in your business. Period. End of story.
Period.
And they have to believe it. That's it. That's the only game that matters. I'm not there to sell them impressions. There's a gazillion impressions out there. They can do all sorts of things. But I want the client, the end client, to say when I'm not in the room, I want them to look at their market share sheet, look at their P&L, and I want them to say to their team, wow, our business is being driven a hell of a lot by Facebook and Instagram. That's what we need to do.
Got it. Carolyn, very important question for my dad. From a scale of 1 to 10, how much happiness has winetext.com brought to your life?
10, but it's a problem because I'm addicted to it. Although today I ordered 6 of the bottles.
Did you get
of
it?
the red.
I got 6. Out. You got a confirmation?
I got a confirmation. I got 6, but the other day I missed the rosé, and I was really mad about that. But I am obsessed with your service, and I think it's game changing, like game changing. You know, I'm such a big fan. But think about that service, and think about how that could be applied to tons of products.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. Now,
I'm not building it. I'm not building it because I know that Facebook Inc. will copy it in seconds on WhatsApp. So I'm not even.
It needs to go into WhatsApp. It needs to be in a WhatsApp. It needs to be in Messenger.
Let's go. Finally, I'm kicking you off the show because I just saw Rob Flaska just tweet. My God, Carolyn Everson, my new favorite person. Sorry, Gary V. So Carolyn, before you steal any more of my followers, I'm going to be saying goodbye.
I actually feel, please thank him for that, because I felt like your followers were just so in love with you during the plank challenge. And I didn't feel like I was getting much support at all. And everybody was wishing you were going to win and cheering you on. And I was feeling really insecure.
Good news. Everybody in the marketing industry was devastated that I won. And I just want to remind everybody in the agency landscape, I'm always going to win. It's been written. So just fucking deal with it.
Gary, I love you.
I love you more. Bye. See ya.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.